Hi, and welcome to another episode of the 8-Bit Retro Refix. And on this week's episode, we're going to be building a 1581 disk drive. This is one disk drive that I've 3D printed. We'll go through this in the video. I'd like to give a big shout out to PCB Way, the sponsors of this video, for supplying the 1581 boards that we're going to be building. So yeah, PCB Way have really done well for me. As I said, they are our sponsors now, so that's great stuff, is that. So what we're going to do is get this built, get as far as we can with it. If we finish it off, we finish it off. If we don't, we don't. We might be a part 2. It is going to be a long process, so that's what we're going to do on these. If you're enjoying the shows and the episodes that I'm putting on for you guys, please hit the like and the subscribe and the notification bell to be notified of more videos coming up. And also, if there is a part 2, don't miss out on the part 2 build of the 1581. There is a lot more coming up on the channel, so stay tuned. We have got a lot more coming. I have mentioned a few bits and pieces in the previous videos, but in this video we're just going to do the 1581. So let's get to it. Hi, and welcome to the 1581 build. So this is the 3D case that I've 3D printed that we're going to use for the build. The stickers I did get from the Badgeman. If you want to know where I get these stickers from or how to get in touch with the Badgeman, just check down in the comments and I'll leave a link down there in the description for you to be able to get through. These are really lovely little stickers of these. He has sent me some other ones as well, which I've shown in previous videos. But this is the case that I 3D printed. It was a little bit of a pain in the arse at first because the one that I kept printing, the model was off, so it was printing it sloped, so it wouldn't go in at all. But this is his case. There is a few little imperfections, like up on that corner there, as you can just see. But I'm happy to go with that. That's fine. So inside the case, we have a disk drive that I'm hoping to be using, and its mounting plate that we've 3D printed as well. I have already done the LED board, which was only an LED board, soldered the wires in, soldered 2 LEDs in, screw it to the case, and that was as simple as that for that. So that's the LED boards for the front there. That pops into there like that. The motherboard will go in and sit in the bottom, and then the disk drive will sit in the top there, and that should be us. So that's this 3D printed case that I've made for that. This is the one that I'm going to be using for building. I'll pop some pictures up to show you 3D printing. I didn't take any video footage, but I do have some images of printing this case. It has turned out quite well, as you can see. So I found some stickers for the bottom, some feet for it, so they look pretty good. And we just need to get this populated and built up now. Still have to work out the button for the front and how that attaches to the disk drive itself. I'm hoping that this should just go in there. If not, we have another disk drive that I can play with, and we'll see if that will fit in there. And that's what we're going to be building. While I was 3D printing, I just thought I'd test it with some different colours. So this print hasn't come out as well as what this one has, but here's the other one. As you can see there, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but it's a little bit bogged down there as it is, as compared to the other one. Look, where that one's nice and straight. So there is a few little discrepancies on this one, but I did think it looked quite nice in the red and the white on the front. So maybe I will build another one and put it into that case, or maybe I'll just sell this case on. I don't know what I'm going to do with that yet. So that's where we are with this 1581 cases, mounts and things inside there, and the disk drives, etc. That just leaves us to start and produce the PCB board, which here it is. This is the PCB. These are not soldered on. I've just sat them on for the time being, just so I know which ones are going where and what's what. This PCB I did pick up a purchase from PCB Way, and on that note, we'll just take a quick look from our sponsors of this video. So if you're like me and you enjoy building these things like the 1581 disk drive or anything else, pop along to see PCB Way. They do all sorts of things. They do prototype boards, they do board assembly. If you don't want to build the boards yourself, they will assemble all the board for you. They also do flexi boards as well now. They do HDI PCBs, and if you really want to go into CNC machining, they do that as well, and 3D printing. So if there's anything that you're thinking about doing building wise of electronics, pop along to PCB Way. The prices start from as little as £5 and go all the way up. But yes, PCB Way is the way forward and the best place to go for your PCBs. Right, so I need to move all this stuff out of the way, set the soldering iron up. I've got the boom list, and for those that you don't know what a boom list is, it's just a list of components where it tells you like CN2, put that bit there. I think that's CN6, which is a power connector, put that on there. So the boom list tells you exactly what to put and where on the board. So I'm just going to move all this away now, reposition the camera, and let's get started building this board. So while we start for the soldering iron to warm up, I've just taken all the sockets back off the board. I've put the one socket in at the moment. We've fastened it down with some Smurf blue tack. For any of you wondering what this thing is, this is a resistor bender which I 3D printed on the 3D printer, and this just helps me get the correct bend for each of the resistors that go in. It's quite easy to do, quite easy to use once you've printed one of these. If you just find yourself, say for instance, that resistor there, and just measure it up, and as you can see, I put paint marks over the two sides where I want to be putting that resistor in the middle and bending the legs down. So that should just fit in there just nicely once I've bent that resistor to slot it in. So you can get these things. I think I downloaded this one off Thingiverse. But you can get them on the internet. They are kicking around, so they're really handy to have. So I printed one of them up. So what I'm going to do first, a lot of people do, I'll do the low profile stuff first. Well, to me a socket is fairly low profile. We're not going to have things in the way anyway with sockets, etc. and stuff like that. So what I'm going to do is just go ahead and solder all the sockets to the board first. A little bit of liquid flux on there. The flux I'm using, if you'd like to know, is this stuff, which is surface mount soldering. It's no clean, really good gear to be honest. I've got plenty of tubs of this stuff, and it works for everything. I haven't had a problem with it at all. Oops, apart from now when you drop it. So I'm just going to solder that down now, get that socket in. I'm just going to blitz through all these sockets and then I'll come back to you when we've done them.
Right, so that's all the sockets in. What do we do next? Shall we have a look? What have we got? We've got bags of bits here. Serial port, serial port. There's crystal in there. We've got a power switch. Power switch on there, I think. We'll do power switch, I think. Power switch done. I'll just put these in now. They don't affect it anyway. So I'm just going to put these two sockets on. So, as you can see, we're getting there slowly. There's a few bits and pieces still to go. We've got these serial ports connectors in. These are all ones I've had to use from another one. We've got our dip switches in, we've got our power switches in, we've got our caps in there, all our sockets are done, there's crystals in up top. So we've just got a few bits and pieces left to do. Let's see what's next. Right, okay, that's as far as we've got so far. Move that blue tack out of the way. Don't need blue tack anymore. Stick that in there. So we're just missing the chips now and the power socket. The chips are actually here. So I need to populate them sockets. I don't want to do that yet because obviously I want to power the board on and test for lives around the board, and then we're not frying these new chips. So I've got to wait until that power socket comes. It does provide a 12 volt and a 9 volt. I believe 12 volt is not used, and it's only the 5 volt that we use. I could, in theory, wire some wires straight into there and feed it that way, but I don't want to do that yet. There's a lot of solder and flux on the back of the board here that I would really like to clean off and clean up. So that's what we're going to do, and that's it for this week. As soon as I get that socket, I'll pop that socket on and start populating this. That'll be in the part 2 video, and then we'll see if we can get this whole thing put back together, and let's see if we've got a brand new 1581 disk drive.